market segmentation is going to be very important moving forward for the FMCG space. Anybody who still uses LSMs is going down the drain, and that is the cold hard truth. Everybody now should start looking at interest-based groups, trying to find out where their people hang out, what their people are interested in, and creating content based on that insight in order to continuously engage and stay within the consumer's universe. Africa has been on the map within the last 2 decades for environmental sustainability. What that means is that consciousness is at the forefront of the African consumer. Whether it's being conscious about their environment, whether it's being conscious about their own selves, their own health, their own families, and unless FMCG group of category brands take that into account, they will be lost. So it's important to figure out what this means for the African consumer, but moving forward, how then to tailor content, how then to develop and evolve their own products and brands such that they speak the same language of consciousness that the consumer really understands. Consciousness is going to be a defining trend for the FMCG group of categories in all emerging markets, as it already is in mature markets at the moment. There's been a rise in the small batch production trend globally, and we see that a lot across all FMCG categories. For example, craft beer has been really huge in South Africa, having been pioneered by the 2 serial entrepreneurs that started Vida Cafe. It has grown so much that it now has inspired the growth of microbreweries and nano production within home-based industries even. Moving forward, we're going to see brands creating products that are within a small batch production line that are either focused on flavor or focused on eco-friendly production, but the idea is always to have a limited edition small batch of produce that will speak to your consumers. Technology is going to be big, and not only is it going to be a differentiator, but it's going to be a definer for how the industry is going to evolve moving forward. Online shopping is huge in the rest of the world, and in Africa it's growing as well. Nigeria seems to be leading in this category when it comes to online shopping because it has the highest internet penetration within the continent. So a lot of consumers will engage with brands on the internet, either within their mobile devices or on the computer or even on television where you have smart TVs. Moving forward, FMCG brands need to take this into account so that they can speak to consumers across all platforms and allow for cross-platform promotion for all their products and for all their content as well. Virtual shopping has already started within mature markets. We see that within the next 10 years happening in Africa, trying to catch the consumer while in their commute, whether in the bus or stuck in traffic, speaking to the consumer where they're most comfortable, but speaking a language that the consumer will always understand. So technology will continue to be an enabler within this space. Technology will continue to empower the brands that want to move forward within the FMCG space. So over and above brands using technology to reach out to consumers, brands are going to continue using technology to develop their products further in order for their product to speak more to what the consumer wants. For example, Castle Light has a cold check, this indicator on each bottle that shows you just if that Castle Light is cold enough. Debonair's has a sort of meter, you could call, which is a dot at the top right hand corner of all their boxes. If a pizza is delivered to you and that dot has gone black, then that pizza is not fresh anymore and you have every right to return it and demand your money. So these are great examples of brands that are taking into consideration technology in order to further their products so that they engage with consumers further than just consumption. Within the FMCG space, we see the retailer becoming the brand. Woolworths has taken that and gone with it, and not just in creating brands branded Woolworths, but in creating products that are quality, that are of great quality and that are a great value for money for consumers. ShopRite has also done that as well with Power Brand, and moving right into Africa, this is set to grow. So the idea again is to create a line of brands that speak to the consumer in the best way possible and just pushing them forward as much as you can. In the post-crisis environment, the consumer landscape is incredibly complex. Technology, the media space, and just social changes in general have engendered the consumer to be a lot more complex than before. So brands within the FMCG space and all other business landscapes as well are dealing with a crazy type of consumer, a consumer who can quickly decide not to use your product today simply because you didn't clean up your floors, or simply because you used a bad word they didn't like in your content. The consumer is fickle, the consumer knows what they want though, and the consumer will do whatever it takes to remain comfortable and to remain using the kind of products they want. The idea is for FMCG brands to communicate with consumers in the easiest way possible, in the most insightful way possible, with the right kind of knowledge in their arsenal, so that they speak a language that the consumers understand within the spaces that those consumers actually are. So moving forward, insight-driven innovation, quality content, and just general consumer knowledge is going to put that FMCG brand ahead of the pack.